Hollywood's most toxic relationships. Who had it worst? Hollywood is the land of glitz, glamour, and seemingly perfect relationships until they come crashing down in a public spectacle. While some couples manage to part ways amicably, others get entangled in a whirlwind of cheating scandals, legal battles, emotional breakdowns, and bitter betrayals. From abusive relationships to messy divorces, some of the most famous pairs in Tinseltown have been caught in the most toxic romances imaginable. Let's take a deep dive into Hollywood's most infamous love stories and figure out who really had it the worst. 1. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. From passion to courtroom battles. When Johnny Depp and Amber Heard first met on the set of The Rum Diary in 2011, their chemistry was undeniable. What started as a whirlwind romance quickly spiraled into one of the most public and toxic legal battles in Hollywood history. The pair married in 2015, but soon after, Amber filed for divorce, citing allegations of domestic abuse. Photos surfaced of Heard with bruises, and Depp vehemently denied the claims, insisting that he was the real victim of domestic violence. This led to a multi-million-dollar defamation trial, where both sides aired shocking allegations of physical and emotional abuse. The court cases dragged on for years, tarnishing both their reputations. Fans were divided, with some supporting Amber and others standing behind Depp. In 2022, Depp won his defamation case against Heard, but the damage had already been done to their careers, mental health, and public images. Who had it worse? That depends on who you ask, but this was undoubtedly one of the messiest relationships Hollywood has ever seen. 2. Rihanna and Chris Brown. Love turned violent. In the mid-2000s, Rihanna and Chris Brown were the golden couple of the music industry. Both young, successful, and deeply in love, they seemed inseparable. But in 2009, everything changed overnight. On the eve of the Grammy Awards, Chris Brown physically assaulted Rihanna, leaving her with bruises that shocked the world. The horrifying police photos leaked, and Brown faced felony assault charges. Though he publicly apologized, the damage was irreversible. Despite the trauma, Rihanna shocked fans when she briefly reunited with Brown in 2012, sparking concerns of a toxic, trauma-bonded relationship. Rihanna later admitted in interviews that she had felt the need to help and fix him, a common theme in toxic relationships. Eventually, she moved on, and Chris Brown continued his turbulent journey through the music industry. But the scars of that night still linger in pop culture history. 3. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. The marriage that became a circus, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's love story seemed like a fairy tale at first. A rapper and a reality TV queen coming together to form the ultimate power couple. However, the cracks in their relationship began to show as Kanye's mental health struggles became increasingly public. Kanye's infamous Twitter rants, erratic behavior, and failed presidential run put an enormous strain on their marriage. Kim stood by him for years, supporting him through his bipolar disorder. But even she had limits. In 2021, after nearly 7 years of marriage, Kim filed for divorce. The split was anything but smooth. Kanye aired their private matters on social media, accused Kim of keeping their kids away from him, and even publicly disapproved of her new romance with Pete Davidson. It became a public spectacle of hurt, control, and emotional distress. Who suffered more? While Kanye's unpredictable actions made headlines, Kim had to navigate a highly publicized divorce while co-parenting 4 children. A lose-lose situation for both. 4. Britney Spears and Kevin Federline. Love, divorce, and custody battles. When pop princess Britney Spears fell for backup dancer Kevin Federline, many thought it was a fun romance. But their 2004 marriage turned into one of the messiest celebrity breakups of the decade. Britney's highly publicized mental breakdown in 2007 was fueled by her custody battle with Kevin over their 2 children. The infamous paparazzi photos of her shaving her head and attacking a car with an umbrella were symbolic of her breaking point. Meanwhile, Kevin fought for full custody, and Britney was placed under a conservatorship, limiting her financial and personal freedoms for over a decade. In 2021, Britney finally broke free from the conservatorship, but Kevin continued to make headlines, revealing private details about their children and relationship. Toxic, to say the least. 5. Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal. The relationship that left scars. Taylor Swift is no stranger to heartbreak, but her short-lived relationship with actor Jake Gyllenhaal remains one of her most infamous. The two dated briefly in 2010, but their relationship ended abruptly. leaving Taylor devastated. Her 10-minute version of All Too Well in 2021 reignited discussions about their romance, with fans speculating that Jake had emotionally manipulated her and left her heartbroken without closure. While not physically toxic, the emotional impact of their breakup haunted Taylor for years, proving that toxicity isn't always about physical harm. Sometimes it's about the mental scars left behind. Who had it worst? Hollywood has seen its fair share of toxic relationships, but the emotional wounds and public battles make it hard to determine who truly had it the worst. From physical abuse to emotional manipulation and public humiliation, these relationships serve as cautionary tales about love, fame, and power dynamics. One thing remains certain. No matter how glamorous the Hollywood lifestyle appears, behind closed doors, even the biggest stars can find themselves in relationships filled with pain and toxicity. Which celebrity relationship do you think was the most toxic? Let us know in the comments.